you to be happier.
Did I just create this magical tune? Hey, Gary, you know that new sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this.
How's it going, brother?
I spent a lot of time this summer in LA shooting a show that comes out, a special event that comes out on October 1st. On Netflix, I'll say very little about it. I'll say more about it later. But it's about trans Israeli volleyball players.
This is Tim Dillon, brother.
In Russia. No, it's a resurrection of a genre of television I believe the country deserves again. That is my belief. We will see. That is my belief. It is a genre of television I believe the United States of America at its current moment deserves. And I have provided it for them. And that will be out October 1st on Netflix. So I wasn't in New York to use our beloved summer background, the lovely northeastern beach. But we will be replacing it. Yes, and the lobster. We will be replacing it with a fall autumnal background very soon. And we're going to find an autumnal creature. I don't know who it'll be, but because it's seasonal. And as you get older, you're more cognizant and aware of the seasons because, like all things, they signify death. All things after you are at a certain age, you signify death. Everything. All things. Everything. You see a new decoration go up at Target, you go, I'm gonna die. Have I done enough? That's what you think when you walk around Target and they start putting the pumpkins out. Have I done enough? Have I done enough? Have I done enough? Will they remember me? They don't remember anyone. Will they remember me? Have I done enough? Have I done enough? Will they remember me?
No.
I'm 39. In January, I turned 40. And then you just, at every moment, everything you see becomes a signifier of your own mortality. No matter how insignificant it is. Well, we have pumpkin cheesecake now. We're all going to die. Have I done enough? Have I done enough? There's so much pressure to make every moment count. It's exhausting. And that's why I went to the U.S. Open. I go, I got to go to the U.S. Open because, oh, God, what if I don't? What if I don't go to the U.S. Open? Then what? Can I say that I've lived? Can I say that I've lived if I don't spend a disgusting amount of money on tickets to go see the U.S. Open? And here's the thing with the U.S. Open, by the way. Let's get this out of the way. And this is going to sound, people are going to read into this some type of racial thing, and it's not, or a class. It's really about class more than it is about race. Man, do I remember when I was a kid and my grandfather would get tickets to the U.S. Open and we would go as a family, my mother, my father, and myself. They'd give me a little cup of Haagen-Dazs. And we got these amazing seats. And once I handed Martina Navratilova, that big hulking dyke, I handed her a towel. Great, tennis player. And that was a great era, right? Pete Sampras and Agassi and Steffi Graf and Martina Navratilova, Monica Seles, the one who got stabbed, the whole thing, whatever. My parents put me in a tennis clinic when I was young. There's this idea that your kid's going to be a tennis player. People did, because what a nice thing, right? What a lovely thing that would be to have your kid be a tennis player. So they all put them into, everybody on Long Island goes, why don't you give this a shot? Put me in a little tent. You go on the clay court and you whack the ball around. Didn't take. But we'd go to the U.S. Open, and I remember you could hear a pin drop. It was silent. It was quiet. The U.S. Open used to be really quiet. Now the U.S. Open is loud. It's very loud. It's very loud. It's become a bit democratized, if you get my drift. There's a lot of people, and they don't understand it's supposed to be a quiet sport. You're sitting, and even on the court side, where we paid an ungodly amount of money for tickets, and people behind me are like, they're just talking drunk and eating chicken nuggets with caviar on them. They have $100 set of chicken nuggets, you dunking caviar. I mean, it's like, what is happening? What is happening, by the way? Can anyone explain that? It's just, it's not nearly as civilized as it once was. I don't know what's going on. There's people screaming and yelling. Bring up the caviar nugget. There it is. I tried. It's too salty. The chicken nugget is salty. The caviar is salty as well. Who's planning this? But this is what's going on. By the way, you don't get that much caviar. You get the idea that you get that much caviar. You just don't. You put a little caviar on each nugget. The point is this. We're lost now in the weeds. Tennis has become, and then you're there. People are like screaming. They're trying to get chants going, like with the foam finger. It's like, guys, that's not it. Then you're there, and then there's people there. I bumped into some twink who I knew, and then he's talking about this guy, Yannick Sinner, who's like the top ranked in the world. I was like, oh, who's this guy? He's like, oh, you don't know? He's the top ranked in the world. I go, yeah, no one cares about this. I don't care about this. No one cares. We're just going. It's U.S. Open. It's a fun thing to go. This guy's, Sinner guy's hot, and he's very talented, but no one cares. So what do we mean? And then the people that really care about tennis are weird. There's something wrong with them. Like the people that are really like, I love watching it. The athleticism, you sit close, but who cares? Like, what are we doing? You don't know he's the number one ranked. What? Go away. Go away. I want to find out here. And then forget. You just told me. Now I know. This idea that people, well, who are they that are like really into it? Like really into this? Do you pay attention before it gets to the Grand Slam level? Well, how do you even do that? I guess you'll watch it. I don't know. I just find it disturbing that people are, they're like upset that I don't know who the rankings of the people. I don't know. You don't. Well, you don't know that. You don't know. He's actually not. She's number 3 in the world. What? What is this? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the sheet of who's number 3 in the world. I'm just here. It's just fun. It's just a fun thing to do. The climate is nice. The weather is nice. You can eat a heinous caviar nugget.
Yummy.
And look at Anna Wintour, that ghost. She's still around. Katie Couric. I saw Katie Couric. These people must be so fucking bored with life already. They're all ready to go to another planet. Katie Couric's just sitting there, she's been going to this thing for 25, 30 years. I mean, it's just, they don't care anymore. They're all just, that's the thing you start to realize about these money New York people. They're just so bored. You get to a certain point, they just want something to happen. Go up. Who was, by the way, they put people on the Jumbotron now. No one knows who anyone is. No one has a clue who any person is at all anymore. So there's like 3 people they've heard of. It's like Kevin Hart, Jason Sudeikis. No one, like literally, no one knows who anyone is anymore. So it's so awkward. It's so awkward for the person on the Jumbotron because they're just like, they go on the Jumbotron. No one cheers. And there's just a rustling of like, and the person on the Jumbotron is doing this. You go, have a little fun with it if you're on the Jumbotron. Say something wild, Say something fun. Nobody's excited to see anyone anymore. That's not our society anymore, by the way. It's like very rarely, like Sudeikis got an applause, Kevin Hart, like there are people that like, but it's also such a New York, no offense, a little bit of a libtard media circus where like, we know who's going to get the applause. We just do. It's a certain, Oh, there's Bethany, who I went with one of the. She's on TikTok all the time talking about chicken salad. Fun woman, very funny. They threw her on the red carpet. She had no problem with that. She likes that. I don't understand why there's a red carpet at a U.S. Open tennis match. What is this? Who's this for? By the way, apparently everyone in the world's been getting money to talk about Russia, and I've been defending them for free for 18 months. I have the worst ad people in the business. No, literally, I have the worst ad people in the business. They are the worst. I cannot get any. I am here literally defending Russia for free on the show. And apparently they are throwing money. And it's not necessarily, I'm being facetious. I'm not necessarily defending Russia, but I'm looking at the conflict in a nuanced way and saying that the United States played a role in kind of provoking this by talking about admitting Ukraine into NATO. And that's not an opinion that I have and no one else has. It's shared by a lot of people. And that's all I've said. I've said, let's look at it and let's not go to a nuclear war with Russia. That's all I've said. But apparently, Russia has been throwing money